Hey, Natsu here. Today I'm going to do my next part on what if Deku was half kineceleran. This is going to be my second attempt because the video literally didn't record the first time. Like, it said it was recording, but yeah, there was no freaking sound. And I'm pretty much talking extremely close to my phone, so I don't get how it would have happened. So, in the last part, we ended right after the hero versus villain. Um, I said that Deku's name would be Blue Streak. And so, right now I'm going to pass over the school attack, simply because, yeah, Deku can't even help in that one. So basically everything happens the exact same as in the anime. So we go to the USJ. In the school bus, everyone's talking until Tsuyu basically asks the same thing as in the anime, basically about the quirks of people, and then makes the remarks about well, instead of Deku's quirk being like All Might, she talks about Kirishima's quirk. So she basically tries to give an excuse. Sorry for a sec. Okay, so basically the excuse he wanted to give was that it's probably something to do with his hardening if he does it in a certain way. Which, before he even finished that, Momo basically says that if his quirk is hardening, he shouldn't be able to increase his strength and the speed of his punches the way he does when he uses his other quirk. Then, before someone else tries to continue speaking about how weird it is, Deku just says, his other quirk looks like that of another hero, They're not related, but he still has it. So, I don't see how weird it is. Which everyone basically just kind of starts thinking about it, and it's true. So, they kind of start talking about his quirk then. How even Aizawa isn't actually able to stop his quirk. So like normally, even people with transform mutation quirk, like the guy with the tail, if Aizawa looks at him, his tail isn't able to be moved. So he's not able to control it anymore. It's basically just limp. Someone who has a stony body will not be affected because it's literally how his body is, and it's not something he just control that is off of his body or what that body is naturally. So someone with super speed or something that basically allows super speed doesn't work, like Ida's engine. But Deku's still able to actually use his full power without even seeming to be slowed down a tiny bit. So he basically says that all he knows is that his father had a more distinct mutation compared to him. He looks more like a half human, half his father, which is basically what's happening. And that his speed actually increases pretty high, and that his mom thinks he's even going to pass over his dad soon. Which everyone basically laughs a bit because someone basically says that his dad at some point basically showed he was almost able to pass the speed of light by running around the planet, which Deku heard the story, because yes, let's just say that happened. Since I'm just going to show you. Basically that. With the speed of light, you could go 7.5 times the Earth in a second, and his dad had a feat of going at around, well, around 7.8 times the entire Earth in a second. So, really freaking close to the speed of light. So, basically, they were telling him that if he's able to go faster than that, and that he reaches light speed, he's basically going to be the fastest thing. What they don't know is that the species in itself could actually go even faster than that. For 3 reasons. Their body is basically made to resist, like, a lot. Electricity can harm them, but it will not kill them. Hell, their planet is actually in the middle of a freaking storm 24/7. They get hit by lightning when they're young and nothing happens to them. They still go around it because, well, it hurts, but they're not killed by it. When it's pretty much like super high voltage, so could kill a human, doesn't even do damage to them. They still feel it, but that's basically it. And basically there's like 4 or 5 species that can go light speed. If they're actually, well, if they actually have a the time to accelerate. Accelerate can do it, to be honest, which is pretty impressive. I think the fastest Ben said he was able to go in the Ben 10 cartoon was going around the Earth many, many times. Like, when you say many, you mean over 10. And the guy said that he was passing over the entire planet multiple times in a second. So he was going pretty much faster than light at that point. So yeah, Deku will be able to go over that. Right now he's about 1/10 of light speed, which is, well, well, not 1/10, but basically that. He can go at like 1,000 miles per hour right now, easily. So actually a lot less than that. Well, about 1% the speed of light, if you don't add with a virgule. Like, he can go pretty freaking fast, and he's supposed to, and he's going to go faster than his dad soon. Well, not that soon, but in a while he will get a boost, which you will see what the fuck it is. Pretty much going to be over impressive. So Deku basically tells them that his mom is pretty sure of that. Even his dad, before he died, said that his son might actually be able to go faster than him. So they arrive at the USJ. Basically, they the same thing. They meet 13. They see All Might's not there. After that, they enter. She talks about USJ. Then the portal appear. The moment the portal appear, Aizawa looks back behind him, sees that Bakugo is the last. Like, he's literally the only one, well, the one in the most back, like there's no one behind him. He screams, "Bakugo blew out the door," and then looks at Deku and tells him, "Run back to UA," which he's basically extremely happy to do, and basically does it extremely fast. Like, I said around 14 seconds in the first try, but I actually think it would take him more like 20 to be exact. Yeah, no, I'm just joking with you. It would actually take him less than 10, so I'm just going to say 10. But yeah, he can go pretty fast, and so he basically arrives at school, and in the middle of Skinny All Might and Nezu talking, he basically doesn't recognize All Might, and then starts saying that villains are attacking the USJ, they need heroes. Nezu basically says that, okay, yeah, that's good for you to say. All Might's already capable of going again, but doesn't want to show his form. So he says that he was going to go and tell it to All Might, thinking that he would have time to go out, transform before Izuku left. But the moment he says that, Deku says, okay, I have advice, tell it to every hero you can, I'm going back there. And basically All Might doesn't even have time to say anything, and Deku's gone. About 20 seconds later, he gets back to the USJ, with, for everyone, basically, Deku was gone for like a minute and a half top, and basically just kind of arrived just before Kurogiri was able to teleport everyone in the different zones. And basically what happens was that everyone was about to get teleported, and suddenly one by one they're gone. Kurogiri isn't able to get what's happening. All he knows is that two students ran with Aizawa, and now those ones just disappear. Then Deku comes back in, looks at the battlefield, because he knows he's missing two people. He thought that they already passed through the portal. And then he saw Bakugo and Kirishima beating the crap out of the other villains with Aizawa, and basically goes to help them. Once he arrives, he basically just starts pummeling the other ones, like he's putting them all down. Shigaraki gets mad because All Might's still not there, and now this one arrived. So he basically tells the Nomu to attack, pointing to the sorry about that. Pointing to Bakugo and telling him to kill that one. Deku, seeing that the Nomu is going towards him, well, towards Bakugo, basically gets behind Bakugo, grabs him, bring him away, and then goes back to hit the Nomu. And yeah, basically he hits him like 100 times per second, and the Nomu isn't even flinching. As well, if you would calculate the speed of that, he's hitting with a massive amount of force on the Nomu, just not strong enough, like at all. Sorry. The Nomu tried to hit him. Deku is able to dodge. And then what starts happening is basically the Nomu trying to get Izuku, but not happening, with Kirishima and Bakugo deciding to go help. First Kirishima basically running at full sprint, placing one for all on his body, then jumping, going unbreakable and 20% at the same time, jumping and basically punching Nomu in the face, telling Deku to grab him and to run. Deku looks on the side and sees Bakugo ready to blast. Basically, the way he's placed both of his gauntlets, basically, he has the pins, basically grabs them off and basically grabs the pins with both hands at the same time, then looks straight at the Nomu, pointing his hand towards it, and basically blasts the hell out of it. Two gauntlets full of sweat. The explosions are more powerful than in the original. That means that those explosions are pretty much a lot stronger. The problem is, it didn't kill the Nomu, and he's regenerating. Kirishima's trying to think of how to stop it because he's regenerating, and both Deku's and his hits didn't do anything. And then both Deku and Kirishima thinks of the same thing. Deku tells him to harden his hand, basically placing them like knives or something to cut, basically. Deku grabs his legs, well, grabs him and just starts spinning around, basically holding Kirishima and ready to throw him to just cut something. Shigaraki, not knowing what they're trying to do, just says that even if they speed up their speed, the hit won't do anything. Until you basically get Izuku throwing Kirishima, All Might arriving, seeing that at the same time, and then just the Nomu getting decapitated. Right after that happens, the Nomu tries to regenerate, but his body won't be able to. But just for good measure, Bakugo basically arrives on top of it and just makes the biggest explosion he can with his bare hands, destroying it for sure. Shigaraki is scared, tells Kurogiri that they're going, and leaves. All Might basically arrive there just in time to see it. Sorry. And basically goes and basically goes to leave. Because he is not needed anymore. But he basically arrived at the same time that almost every other hero. So they kind of weren't going to let him for a while until Cementos acted as if someone called for him and that he needed to go back to UA. Because of something, because of a certain reason. So All Might went. So everyone didn't ask any questions. And then all of the villains were arrested. The heroes asked all three, Bakugo, Izuku, Kurashima, if they were okay. Because what they did was stupid. Deku just said that he wasn't going to be hit anyway. And the only reason he was actually in the fight was to try and stop the monster. Then Aizawa, lying, said that he actually asked the two others to come with him to fight because they were the two strongest that were able to come with him. Which is a lie because he screamed at them to get back with the group, but they kind of didn't. So yeah, he's lying, but at least helping his students. So I'm going to end it here. Sorry if it's not long, but it was basically my second try at it, and I was supposed to make it just like 3 minutes longer. Basically, I just condensed it because, well, I'm speaking a bit faster than I was in the first one. Because I realized that it wasn't recording when I tried to re-listen to it. Which means I had done the entire video before that. So, hope you liked it. Natsu, out.